woke up to my boyfriend's girl best friend in our bedroom at 2 a.m. Are they cheating?
There's either that or like a more nefarious option. Like,
why is she Nosferatuing into your bedroom?
Yeah, is she possessed by some kind of ghoul of some kind?
She must be. I, 40 female, am in a new relationship, and my boyfriend, 45 male, did tell me that he and his girl best friend, female 40s, briefly dated a few years ago and slept together once, but realized they were better off as friends. I felt a bit wary, but am also aware that I have had friendships with men I've been with, and there's truly nothing there, for me at least. By the way, this comes from Salty Sense 7662, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to r/Okie Storytime subreddit. So, I do believe him when he says it's totally platonic for him, though he has mentioned in his most recent ex, they were together for a year and a half, wasn't the girl best friend's biggest fan, but to each their own.
Yeah, for sure. But to each their own is a great way to put that.
Girl best friend sounded cool, and he mentioned we have a lot of things in common, she and I, and he could see us becoming good friends. Exes have requested some distance between girl best friend and boyfriend as it made them uncomfortable, but I decided not to worry about it until I met her and judged her myself. The other night, I was spending the night at my boyfriend's when I woke up to a woman who had entered the apartment and came straight to his bedroom doorway and just effing stared at us in bed. That's incredibly creepy. When I first heard the sound of the door unlocking and a light click on, I was sleeping and thought it was part of a dream until I realized it was real. He was sleeping super soundly, and I was trying to wake him up by patting his arm, rubbing his chest, touching his face, talking to him, and I was frantic because I didn't know who she was, how she got in, and why she was there at 2 a.m. What is she doing during all of this? Is she just like...
Yeah, the starer? I'm more confused on how you could possibly be calm enough to not wake up your partner.
Hey, babe. Yeah, no,
babe, please.
Shake him.
Bang, bang,
Shake
bang.
him. She just stared for a few minutes, and he was having a hard time waking up. By the time I finally was able to wake him up, she was gone. The only thing she said was sorry for disturbing you. Understandably, it takes him a few minutes to get his bearings. I describe the woman. He states who it sounds like, then shows me a pic. It's girl best friend. He checked his calls and texts, and the last time she texted him was the day before. A few minutes later, she was blowing up his phone, and he finally answered, and she said something about being scared and needing to talk to him. What, did she get scared of the rainstorm? He told her off and ended the call, but she continued to call and text for the next hour and was pissed that he wouldn't come out and talk with her. She has a boyfriend, and she obviously knows about me. Boyfriend and I live about an hour and a half apart, so I was there for about an hour after this happened. When I told him I was going home, I wanted to make sure I was okay to drive, and I was just stunned and trying to process this, and I didn't know where she was, and I was scared to run into her. He was whining. He reached out to me the next day in the late morning and early afternoon, not sure if I wanted to talk to him or not. As it turns out, she let herself in for the first time ever, having not called or texted him first to tell him she's in love with him and wanted him to choose her over me.
What?
I'm sorry. Girl was like, I'm going to confess my love at 2 a.m. while his girlfriend is there.
Oh my God.
How romantic.
I'm going to break into his house at 2 a.m. and confess my love.
While OP's there too?
This is either like they were covering,
yeah,
or
I
that's
don't buy this.
The worst timing of all time.
Hey,
Truly.
when your thoughts are running through your brain at like 1 a.m, might as well just
She's
do
like,
it.
I just have to do it.
What would you rather hear? Would you rather be like, oh, I broke in to do the spicy tango with your boyfriend? Or I walked in because I'm so in love with him. I just don't know.
Wait, I was gonna say,
both of them.
How many times does this happen? We don't know.
Well,
how many
he
times,
says this is the first time that she's ever broken in.
But we don't know that.
No, that's what I'm saying.
That's crazy. Can you imagine?
He was shocked, but laid his boundaries out, and she said that she can't be just friends with him. So their friendship is over.
Okay.
He's had a lot of loss in his life, and she was a big part of his support system over the last few years, so he's grieving the loss of the friendship because this is fresh, and I don't know how to process any of this. He really does seem blindsided and never imagined she would do that. Yeah, I listen to / watch a lot of true crime. I'm the one who locked the door before we went to bed, so I know it was locked. But at first I thought maybe a neighbor entered the wrong apartment. And then while she stared for a few minutes while I was panicking and trying to wake him up, I was like, oh, F, she might be a crazy ex and she might hurt us. I have never thought about what I'd do in this situation because I never in a million years thought I'd be in it. But holy F. His apartment is keyless entry. She knew the access codes because they were good friends for several years, and he travels internationally for work a few weeks at a time and needed someone to water plants / grab mail.
Another great reason to be a fan of physical keys. I hate digital keys because you can hack them. They can be hacked.
Yeah. He's planning on connecting with apartment manager to change both of the codes. I don't know what I think or need, but it's very clear that he doesn't understand how truly unhinged and traumatic this was for me. Validate me, give me perspective. Kateri Rain says, physical keys always, same with cash. Cash is king. Kimberly Fine says, get one of those heavy duty door braces. That's smart. Kateri Rain says, oh wait, what if they're messing around and she has a key, which we now know that there's just the code, so. But there is an update, but OP asks, validate me, give me perspective.
I mean, you're valid, I'm pretty sure.
You're super valid. Someone broke in and like watched you and your boyfriend didn't wake up and that's crazy.
Yeah, that would be an immediate, sorry. The fact that she stayed after the ghost is nuts.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
She likes you, dude.
I like me too, and I like her more.
Okay. But there is an update. This is the first red flag I've seen from him. How do I process this and possibly move forward? Do I end it or do we pump the brakes? I'm aware that most people are the rule, not the exception, but I feel like he's being honest and I don't know if I'm being too trusting. And edit for clarification. Okay, the biggest glaring clarification is that I labeled her girl best friend because it's easier to say than explain the whole thing. She's not among those few that he considers his best friends, but she was the closest female friend he had. I think we're both still shocked that it happened. She was a safe friend for him until that happened, and I'm sure it's a mind F to come to terms with how big of a deal it is. He took her at her word that they were just friends. He plans on talking to his therapist and his friends, and I'm talking to mine. He broke things off with her because of incompatibilities. I don't know if he named them all to her, but for him, it has been absolutely only platonic since they decided to become just friends after. X's asked for distance between them is really that one 18-month relationship or so. I don't have his previous relationship memorized because they're previous, but it sounds like that girlfriend had a very small circle of friends because she was difficult to get along with, and I think he just chalked it up to that girlfriend's insecurities and put distance with girl best friend. Along those lines, I can see how he went there because whenever I start a new employment opportunity, it always feels like the coworkers, men and women, think we're in competition. I lay the groundwork with, hey, I'm not in competition with anyone here. We're a valuable team together because we all had our own approaches. There are some women that are hard to get along with and they know it. And I broke off a friendship a few months ago because she was like that. It happens. I like that. They were like, sometimes the girls are just difficult. They're like, he's probably telling the truth. You know, it was probably her fault. Right?
I mean,
Sounds like you're just making
that's
excuses.
a certain tint of glasses that you're wearing right there.
Yeah.
Rose tinted.
Very rosy. Like
It is
could
Valentine's
possibly
Day.
be him.
Yeah.
Keyless entry is keyless. There's a pad at the front door to enter a number and then another pad on his front door to enter another. They're friends. I have access to my friends' places. He travels internationally for work and has plants. I wasn't pressed. I trusted his trust in her and she broke it. I truly don't believe they're friends with benefits. It's not his style. He's not interested in her whatsoever. Maybe she was wasted and hyped up on Hallmark movies. I don't know. And it was still scary AF for me.
Oh yeah, that's horrifying.
Yeah.
Clearly. That's horrifying.
Yeah, that's undebatable. She was still wearing her coat completely zipped up and her shoes. If you're banging someone on the rag, you're not coming to the bedroom with the coat and shoes still on.
I mean,
Hey, come on.
Hey now.
Hey,
we don't know
now.
how they rock.
Yeah.
Or how they roll, okay? Like
There's a lot
fair
of different
assessment.
scenarios. I don't think he's gotten to the point of realizing that she might have snuck in other times.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
That's the worst part
That's
of
really
this.
scary.
Because it's like,
Ooh.
you know, though, like,
Oh.
I don't know.
Uh-oh.
I don't know. All the clothes on, the shoes on, that makes sense. He's
Yeah.
already asleep. It makes sense. Maybe this was just like a breaking point moment and she was just like,
I
I'm going to
must.
seize the moment. I'm in love and I'm going to go tell him right now in the middle of the night.
And then she's like, ooh.
And she's like, oh, is that another girl in there?
I told him I feel violated and he should too. He's a science guy, so he's very methodical and rational, and I think he's so shocked and pissed by what she did, he literally does not know what to say. He's changing the codes. I said that already in the novel. I do think right now we don't have like solid proof that, anything happened.
Correct. Yeah.
But
there's
it's shaky regardless.
His response is too casual for me, or at least the way it was written.
Yeah.
Because OP does say that like he's been like struggling more with it after the fact, but like maybe he's just a super deep sleeper. I don't know.
Who's to say? And there is a second update. My initial post was stream of consciousness for all you nitpickers. I did not go back and correct my word choice or spelling errors. It's beyond lengthy AF now, but y'all don't have to read it. I've been trying to read all the responses, and I feel like I've responded and answered a lot of questions. But here are some more. Why Reddit? Obviously, Reddit isn't my go-to for advice, but it's an easy, quick way to get a variety of opinions without spreading this crap out to everyone in my actual life. I have been talking to a few friends, and honestly, it's been validating that I've seen pretty much all of the thoughts I've had running through my head on this thread. When he told me that he thought I was going to break up with him each time we talked over the following few days and acknowledged most people would, I agreed that he's probably right, but I don't want to be that quick to judge him. He trusted her and took her at her word that our feelings were also simply platonic. She broke that trust. I've seen a fair amount of people come for him because I came for him. Again, you can't know what you would do unless it happened to you. I wasn't trying to come for him. I was trying to process and be rational. I woke up to an effing stranger staring at us. I didn't know who she was until later. She's still a stranger to me. And I'm honestly not sure if it would be creepier if it was a stranger or that it's ex-girl best friend. Her coat. It's been chilly up here. It was an ill-fitting puffer jacket. She was also wearing jeans. And it appeared that she was wearing an oversized sweater underneath. It wasn't a Fleabag lingerie under the long jacket situation. Entering the apartment bedroom for the last time. It's keyless entry. The main entry to the building has a keypad for you to enter the code. Yada yada. The bedroom door was open because my dog was there and was initially sleeping on the couch, but eventually moved to the floor in the bedroom. Also, the dog is really chill. She's used to sleeping on my bed at home and snuggling up. Additionally, I realized last night that the reason she might not have come further into the bedroom is because my dog was sleeping on the floor next to boyfriend. I heard her collar jangle, so I don't know if she stood up or just looked at ex-girl best friend, but she's not a small dog. Again, we all think we know what we do, but there were a million factors flying through my mind. If this had happened at my house, my reaction would likely be different because it's mine, and I know who has access to my place and who doesn't. It wasn't my house. I was almost unclothed. I was literally in the farthest back corner in his apartment, and she's clearly been awake the whole time while I woke up to this and couldn't wake him. I wasn't gently trying to wake him, by the way. Most people would wake up if someone touched their face. I was shaking and tapping him and thought something had happened to him when it took so long to wake him up. What's up with him? Why is he such a deep sleeper? Someone nailed it when they noted that it seems like part of my issue is that he didn't react immediately how I expected him to, in that he didn't run out in the hallway to catch her / see who it was. He woke from sleep, just deep sleep. This is a F ton to process. When he realized it was her, maybe he thought something terrible had happened to her, and that's why she did something he's never expected. I can't answer for him. I told him that I feel violated and that he should too, but again, up until this moment, he thought she was a trusted, safe, respectful, platonic friend. What a mind F. And he woke up from deep sleep and knew I was scared and frantic, but he couldn't process quickly. He checked the apartment, figured out it was her, and was pissed, not scared. This is a big generalization, but men are generally not scared of women. He told me last night that he doesn't remember much because most of it happened when he was sleeping, but he could barely keep his eyes open. He couldn't come back with me to my place because he had things to do, and he was pissed at her, not scared. That's also kind of messed up.
What?
That he didn't come back to her place?
Oh, wait. I thought you were like, it's kind of messed up that he was mad and not scared.
No. That makes sense.
I was like, wait a minute.
He should be terrified. No, that he didn't like go back and make sure that she was okay when that was like a very, I mean, maybe he's not scared, but OP's clearly was.
Clearly he's so,
he's got things to do.
That's why you got
Maybe
things
he's
to do
not
in your
threatened
dreams.
by her. I don't know, but like that's crazy that he's not scared.
Yeah.
Prioritize being awake.
I don't even think it's like crazy that he's not scared. I'm just like shocked that he like wouldn't make sure that his girlfriend is okay.
He's too sleepy.
He seems so nonchalant about everything.
He's too sleepy.
He's eepy.
Yeah, I worded it poorly and said it was the first red flag for him. No, it's not his red flag, but the event was a red flag. He's taken the steps to make me feel safer and more respected, and it might be a while before I feel okay staying there again. Yes, we're staying together. He's honestly the best partner I've ever had. Calm, rational, affirming, kind, caring, all the things a partner should be. For everyone jumping straight to ending it, work on being less reactive, work through your trauma, and stop projecting your baggage onto other people. I don't know that I'll update again, but thank you sincerely to all the people that validated me. This isn't tied up neatly and finished. They live in a city that's big but small town. They're going to run into each other. They have common friends. It's going to be uncomfortable to navigate, but he's committed to good boundaries and making sure I feel safe and respected and heard in our relationship. He understands where I'm coming from and didn't take any of it personally. And there is a final update, even though Opie said that there wouldn't be.
Again, something is wrong
Something
here.
is afoot. Don't think this is necessarily breakup over, but it is. I'd be like, I'm gonna keep an eye on you. I don't think we have proof enough for like breakup,
What
but I
is
am.
it?
I am very put off.
I just can't put my finger on it. All I can tell
Yeah.
is that there's something wrong. And if it was me in OP's shoes,
Uneasy.
I'm out. I'm out
Yeah.
because it's like, it's way too much. You are too nonchalant. This woman broke into your apartment. What could have happened to us? What could have happened to you? What could have happened to the dog, to her?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. This is just crazy.
Update 3, yeah, he's not a gem, and all y'all saying he's shady were right! I don't know if he was sleeping with girl best friend, but I do know that he was dating and sleeping with multiple women, and of course telling all of us that he wasn't talking to anyone else. Of course, he tried to gaslight me when I called him out. I know this gets thrown around a lot on here, but that man seriously has psychopathic vibes. It didn't sit right with me when he asked me last time he was at my house if I thought my dog would defend me if someone came in, and I admitted that she'd probably be fine with someone she knows, but yeah, I think she would fight for me if I was actually being hurt. Anyway, things were already on a downslope for me before I found out and talked to some of the other women. And I put it out there that I'd be interested in talking to the ex-wife, the girl best friend, and another female friend that he mentioned a lot. Part of his MO is saying he's an extrovert, so he's always out and about and doing things with friends, but that's how he covers his tracks. He said his mom fell into eternal sleep a few months ago while we were in our first couple of dates, and now saying his dad is from cancer, which may be true, but I have a lot of doubts about it now. He told one of the other women he was supporting his dad after his mom passed away, but he really came up and spent the night with me. Oh my goodness. So he's just lying to everyone.
He's just a serial liar who's just too nonchalant.
Man.
Doesn't really care. That's why the red flag, exactly, it was like not caring how
He
she's
was too
doing because he's
chill.
like, she's just one.
She's
She
just
can
one
be
of, like,
traumatized
10.
by my other girl who's not my girl breaking into my
Yeah.
place in the middle of the night, which has happened before.
Yeah.
And I will continue to sleep through it.
OP, when everyone tells you something's afoot, maybe double check.
I guess we don't know for a fact nothing was going on with this other girl.
Yeah.
Because it's like she said it wasn't, but like, I mean, if she had not broken this news to him by breaking into his place, would she have just been added to his roster, so to speak? Like,
Yeah.
who knows? But he was
Who's
stanky
too
all
stank?
along.
Back to being single ego because there are too many men with their BS. I have yet to find a therapist who can help me see people for who they are. It's a chronic issue that I think people are my friends, but they're talking crap behind me, and this is the second guy who pulled this crap on me that I know of. Once again, I don't trust my judgment, so that's fun. Good luck out there, y'all. And also, go listen to more full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcast app and search up OK Storytime.
Indeed.
And there is a little bit left to this story, but any final thoughts?
I don't know. Trust your gut. You said that this was a downslope for a while. I think it's okay to just be like, you know what? That was too much, and I don't think we can keep going.
Yeah. I talked to the ex-wife, and let me just say, she's amazing and might be my new idol. And this is the person that, like, she was told was, like, crazy. I only went through a few months of his BS, but they were married for quite some time, still waiting to hopefully talk with girl best friend, because I have a feeling I was the other woman to her, and she didn't know about me. And I wish she would have said it that night if it's true, but also my not small dog was there, so I'd probably be nervous about that too.
Do you really wish that y'all had been confronted about that night, OP? Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that?
Oh, wait. So there's a chance that girl best friend shows up, but she's not girl best friend. She's like relationship.
Right, the stank. Clearly, the stank we all smelled.
No,
But
because
we were having the wool pulled over our nostrils.
I blocked him on everything, and I know it's hurting him to have no access to me. It makes me smile. And that is the end of that story. Katera Rain says them all being in their 40s is making this way crazier. Yeah, they should know better. You got to know better by that point.
Oh,
it's embarrassing if you don't
God.
know better by that point.
Oh,
Like, this guy's acting like this in his 40s. He's halfway.
Juggling multiple
he's halfway
partners?
into this life, and he doesn't.
Jeez.
Silly.
Yeah, talk about an extrovert.
Yeah. A little too
My
extroverted.
goodness.
Maybe
Well,
rein that in.
Yeah, let's make that a hard, red flag breakup point.
Yeah.
Someone who is your girl best friend. I will say breaking in quotes because
Yeah.
I think she had the coat on purpose.
I don't
take
think
those
she really
jeans off.
broken. But that is the end of that story. So
Yes,
we're
it
gonna
is.
jump into the next
And
one.
really quickly, I'm going to try to reattach my microphone to
I'm
it.
gonna
So
turn it off.
mute
Turn
me.
it off.
no.